Hey, this is Duane Peters from the U.S. Bombs, and you're listening to the Chuck Vans Radio Podcast.
Chuck Vans Radio Podcast back for 2018 with another great interview, my friends. And tonight I am super excited to be talking with someone I have been a fan of growing up with skateboarding and punk rock for a long time. Tonight I am joined by the master of disaster, Duane Peters of the U.S. Bombs. Duane, you're in town here in San Antonio tonight at the Paper Tiger. How you doing tonight, man?
Good.
The Bombs, they, kind of been off the radar for a minute. You did Duane Peters Gunfight, The Great Unwashed. How is it being back with the U.S. Bombs and having the band back together?
It's really good because I thought the band was over. And then, 3 years ago was my last tour. And then I got jumped by my neighbors in, Sanctuary, California. But it was a big setup on skateboarding, whatever, and they were like, sizing me up. All these people jumped in my window, neighbors. They'd been, my neighbor was an ex-cop working with LAPD. Anyway, they all jumped in my window and pulled me out of bed with my chick. I was doing getting ready to go back to Europe to do a Charles Bukowski. I'd do a read with an orchestra behind me, and there was VC was coming. I already sold out 2 shows in Frankfurt, where Bukowski was born. And it's the hardest art. It's a whole different world. Everyone's in chairs, huge art crowd, and it's where Bukowski was born. They take real pride in him. So I had, we had, visuals behind it with camera work and all that. It was a real show, and then on a desk and reading the poetry, kind of sing reading and talking and poetry, and they would only do it with me. So it was really like just working it on the back and forth. And when I got jumped, I was listening to, because I was getting sent over there to, the VCs were going to take on the tour, and you want to do that, I wanted that thing to go and then come over here. And then, skateboarding world is real dirty, and so is music world, and I've been in them for a while, and they all work together. I couldn't be on a label in California. The band was dead. They all worked together, okay? And Rancid and Dropkicks have taken Dropkicks out on their first tours. I mean, I'm at the White Rabbit now. It used to be the White Rabbit. Yeah. I had to pass this place up every time. We had a TV show. We did the whole season of Comedy Central, but I watched Nashville Pussy. They were either right in front of us or right behind us. I mean, it was just one tour. And then, we went to, what's that other place right down here?
The Sanctuary? There used to be Sanctuary.
Okay, yeah. We would always have to pass that and go, fuck, man. And then Nashville Pussy got on there, you're noticing all the road politics and shit. It's a lot of politics in this shit. And the bottom line is I just don't stop fighting. I broke my foot. So I went up a 3-story building, to another roof, and I missed the 180. It was a foot plant, and went straight down and completely destroyed my foot. Went into a coma for 6 days. Didn't even hit my head. It was just exploded shit on my foot. The body couldn't handle the pain. And the ambulance came and got me, threw me in a hospital for 11 days. I was in a coma for 6. Went places. And then came back. Me and her started writing books. We just got our first book in. It's going to blow minds, and it's going to expose a lot of shit. And then we're in the middle of our second book right now, which is basically what has happened, what really happened, and all of that. And it's basically 11 years from when my son got killed on, all the craziness. And it's basically going to be for people who have lost their kids. Because there's no, I was really sad for 10 years going through that shit. And then, some crazy shit started happening. And so we started being able to communicate. And we're writing books through that. It's gnarly, gnarly shit. And a lot of people are going to be exposed. I haven't seen, speaking of Nashville Pussy, I haven't seen my son Clash, who I helped deliver and everything. I've not been with that Antichrist witch from hell who's full Nazi, come on, Lemmy, go to his house. What's all the Nazi shit, bro?
Yeah.
Are you in the devil? Are you a full devil head? Yeah, they all are. You know, and I'll expose it. I don't give a shit. I'll fight anyone. I could take on the whole skateboard industry with one fucking hand. Okay? I can. And no one can do what I can do. And I'm the first one to do a fucking loop 19 years before Hawk. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of bullshit going on. And then they asked me if I want a fucking award for my lifetime of skating Hall of Fame or whatever. Fuck you. But guess who stopped? You know why I went? My son Clash. He goes, I go, what do you think if I do this thing? I go, you think that's kind of gay? He goes, oh my God, Dad, that would be so right. You know, he's a kid.
Did it for the kid.
To get, yeah. You know, yeah. I go, then you're going to present it to me.
Oh, wow.
And we're gonna, you know, so we got to have a really cool deal. And then, but if you notice, they're all anti-dads, this movement, LBGT or whatever the hell. Okay, look, man, I don't give a fuck who you sleep with. Punk rock started with gay people. I mean, dude, you can go into a rock hall and just start pogoing. You had to go to the gay bars when we were kids. They give us drinks. If you have 3 drinks with these gay guys, there's a jukebox right there. They get stoked if you just go there and Bobby Fuller 4 is playing, you know, and we want it, whoa. And you just close your eyes and feel the music. This punk rock is new. For gay people, we don't. Maybe they're sizing us up. We're young boys. They're all interested in what we're wearing, but we're trying to get 3 drinks in, get the hell out of there. The Cuckoo's Nest is right down the street. You know what I mean? And there's a laundromat right there. And you're being kids, and that's the excitement of punk rock, and that's why it went with skateboarding. Okay? I mean, when they did the Devo video, Gates of Steel, we were all at the Pomona contest. Everyone who wasn't even punk got invited to that thing. And I was stuck there alone. And I saw the video, and I'm like, when did Jay Smith cut his fucking hair? Just out of the blue, and he's trying to look like me, you know, blonde. Everyone thought it was me before YouTube and all that shit. I'd go, yeah, that was. It was embarrassing, but I was. Don't let Peters in. Don't let Peters in. So you know, you find out. I've known all these guys all my life, and they've all turned. They get paid by George Soros. Okay, Corey Parks takes a check by George Soros. Haven't seen my son in a year and a half. She just pulled him. I have 50% of the fucking custody. So, you know, I got books coming. I'm on the fucking road again. Slope Records got me my band. I go, dude, because I tried to get the band back together, and they approved. This election is exposed to everyone. They totally tried to sabotage me by having a label that wanted to really back me up instead of shelve me. Who's on my old label? Hellcat. You cannot leave that label, or you're getting shittier. The politics. Why aren't they on? They're on Fearless now. You know, he's been on every label in California. Volcom, I'm even on Universal. Yeah. But why wouldn't anyone touch me with this bombs thing anymore? Fuck them. So I was doing my other thing. Tom from Slope bought my leather jacket because I haven't had a paycheck in a year and a half since I blew up my foot. What company? I blew up my foot. The skate company goes, "You're done." Who's done that? And that used to be my old shoe company, Brad Dorfman. Now he doesn't know me, but I bought him a $9 million ranch. And everyone there knows it, and they fire them. Hurley's all illegals working there now. They fired all the dudes that were from the beach. And I didn't know why they weren't getting pissed, but they got paid. People get paid to not work. And they spy for them. And the internet, they spy. They call them trolls. Yeah. I didn't know any of this shit. I've been on the road all my life. Come home, water the grass for a week, and I jump in another bus. You don't know what's really going on. So this blow up on my foot really has been a blessing in my life. And the first time I know, after I got out of the hospital, no drugs, none. I've done that all my life. I'm bored of it. It's another year and a half if I can get off them. So then it fucks up your balance and everything else. So what I did, I had 39,000 people on my Twitter account or Instagram. I just started firing off on all these fuckers, you know, with the most pain in my life. And I couldn't walk. I was in a chair for a year. I go, who's going down today, baby? My girl's the only one that's been staying by my side and keeping me alive. And she go, I don't know. You're calling. I go, Tony Hawk.
Yeah,
going down.
That was a question I was going to ask a little later. The animosity's still there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, it goes right into his dead dad back in the NSA days. All these guys got dads from the Army. Olson's dad's Army. Alba's dad's Army. Hawk's dad was Army. He was in charge of the NSA.
Yeah, he was in charge of the contest. Yeah.
No, the real NSA.
Oh.
Okay? National Security. Okay? He's the director. Then he started the NSA. Who put this guy in charge? When he was coming, bringing his kid and Staub around, I'd see them come pull up in a van at the park, and I would always go, dude, get the fuck out of here. Parents aren't allowed. You know, he hated me. He threw me in jail, got me off the scene. You know, they set you up. You know, I disappeared. I had a blown out knee anyway. I just learned how to shoot heroin and was ready to go see. You know, I've been skating all my life. I wanted to see the real underground and all that shit. And, you know, anyway, I just keep going.
And you were talking about the books. Are those books going to release sometime this year?
March.
Publishing?
The first one is we have our own publishing company now. Gemini, me and Tom. Guys saved my life.
Yeah.
I go, dude, if you can, because I tried to get the band back together, and they all lied to me. They wouldn't do that last 9-day tour, but they want to write a new record. And then there's going to be stipulations if we're going to work with Duane again. They had all these stipulations. Like, who are you people? None of you are even original.
Yeah, and
except Kerry, who's lost his mind. You know, the guy can't even take care of himself. We're getting older. Dude, what are you eating? You look like 2 sticks in a rib, and you're 90. I mean, it's just crazy. And I got to slalom around you fuckers. So Tom goes, you give me half of this, and I will fucking give you a band. And he started flying me out there, and we went through a lot of people in this lineup to get to the right guys.
And I know I'm talking about Slope Records. You got that new label.
Yeah, they're the best label ever, and I've been on everyone. They blow everyone away.
And
they really love music. Yeah. They're not here to shelve me because we're better than Rancid. Wouldn't even give me a chance to be better. You know, we were on there at the same time as Dropkicks. Yeah. I took Dropkicks to Ireland their first time because I thought they were going to beat the fuck out of them. They're such posers. They're writing shit out of Ireland books and stuff. Bunch of goons wearing Dockers. I used to call them drop sack Murphys because the singer Mike used to fucking sit on my knee while we're playing pool going, dude, you came down. Is his sack going on my knee? To tell me about how to get sober. They used to do a sober speech before the show every night.
Really?
Yeah, we were like rounding up their crew in Boston at the Rat going, come watch this. These are your people. We're band, you know. And then they didn't even know who Shane McGowan is. The label gives them enough money to pay McGowan to come over and stay in a hotel for 3 days. And fucking, and they're like, I wanted to kill him. When they're talking all this shit on the bus. Like, these guys are the fucking biggest posers, man. You know, who gives a fuck about Al Barr, you know, and that East Coast bruiser bullshit. I've been on the road with so many skinhead bands because of labels. It's like, is there any girls at the shows anymore?
That's all guys.
Yeah, guys, sweaty guys doing a circle pit and just meatheads that are closetly gay. All of them.
Well, I can tell you, being in the venue, Paper Tiger, there are women that are there tonight.
There are girls back
there. When there.
You know, I'm not set up on a skinhead tour. You know, the label's actually cool.
And Slope released a couple 7-inches, and
just
one that I really liked, the Clash tribute. One.
Okay. Thank you.
What was it a hard decision picking which songs to do?
The hardest songs to do, dude. And no, Tom goes, he goes, what about these two? And I go, dude, I'm not doing those. Those are songs you don't touch. McGowan, the Pogues have Straight to Hell play for a reason. It's a really hard song to play. You don't even take that on. That's how they come out to that. You know, that's their opening song. You know, as the music. And it was like, fuck. You know,
and I was listening.
You know?
I was listening to both of them, man, and they're great covers of the songs. Musically, everything.
The main thing was, let's keep it same tempo, real traditional, because I don't want to play that. Let's speed it up.
Keep it much like the original.
Yeah, as close as we can, with me being me, with total respect to Joe, because he's my all-time hero.
And so will we see a full-length record soon on Slope?
We have to have. We're going home. I'm moving to Phoenix. We're already on top of it. We have another tour. We're jumping on the Warp. So all this has to be.
This is breaking because I know they said they're going to announce the lineup for Warp Tour in March.
Yeah,
they offered us
the whole Warp, but we also got offered some gnarly thing in England, a really killer festival, and they wanted us to go out there early, and so we're figuring it out to where we can start that tour just from that festival, but we're going to have to jump off the Warp after 3 weeks or something like that. But I think, we're going to try and do a month and a month back out there, but this record has to be done and turned in before any of that. So we got, pre-pro and all that. It's what I'm used to.
And hopefully, I know I did some interviews out at Warp Tour when it came through San Antonio last year. So hopefully if you're on the date here, maybe we can talk again when it comes back through. We can talk about the books. Hopefully the books will be out. And we can talk more about the books.
Right around March, April, the first one. And this one we're halfway through with now will be turned in by then. And then we were scheduled for another book before the year's up.
And one of the people listening to the show that may be going to a future tour date for the Bombs on this round, what can they expect from the show tonight?
Honesty, greatness, rhythm. I love my band now. Harmonies, and they've all got, they're workers. They're here for the real cause, and it's nice they're not. Dude, haven't gotten along with the Bombs for 25 years. Mm-hmm. Is that long enough for a civil war?
Time to end it.
The last time it was even was when Chuck Briggs was alive. It was me and him against those three. And then once he was gone, Two Bags was cool for 2 weeks. Mm. Then he stopped smoking, and all those guys sleep together, and I've been sleeping alone for ever since. You know what I mean?
And one thing I can always say that I've liked about you with your music and everything is the straightforward punk rock attitude. With everything going on in times, political and not political, do you think the punk music, that term has been thrown around very loosely, the term punk rock as far as bands go?
Yeah, it could be anything anymore, and it's gone through so many different screamo, emos, and PC crap now I've noticed after this election, pretty much most of these bands, I'm not going to say all of them because I believe this is going to turn around, and I'm over it. And I think there's more liptard traders in punk rock and roll than anyone even knows. And I would call them all heavy metalers. They're devil worshipping pieces of shit that don't give a fuck about our kids. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about love. They don't even know what it's about. But punk rock to me is about getting off the trap map, what they want you to do. That's why I quit all my skate companies. I quit, and you know what? Nobody even fought for me. They're like, "What a dumb shit," because they're all so ran by sponsors and product, and they don't even realize. Turn off your fucking TV and put your fucking phone away. Watch where you're going. Get back in the planet. Get off this virtuality bullshit. People are so into being phony and not being really seen, and keyboarding instead of fucking, you're going to talk shit, let's fucking fight. Yeah. Behind the church, right?
Everybody
now.
hides behind a keyboard nowadays.
Yeah, oh yeah, and it could be anyone. And it's like, fuck. People have to get their morals back, because if you have to rely on their morals, you have none. I can put on any commercial and go liptard. They teach our kids to be stupid, and it's funny, the silly, I'm a firecracker. I'm in the middle of the road. What are you doing there for, George? It's like, this is, and I could see my kid watching it going, that's kind of funny, because he's all lip-tarded out from his mom. We had an agreement. She's a liar. They don't keep their words. It was like, keep those fucking phones away from him till he's 18. Well, as soon as I was gone, he had one, and he lives on it. They're all addicted.
I know with my daughter, I keep her very limited on what she does on her phone. Like, I don't even have where she can even get on the internet. It's like she can text and she can call me, and that's it. You know?
Yeah, I lost that privilege because the mom held him away, and I teach him the other morals. Every time I'd get him every week, it was like, I got to demom you, number one. I'd spend a whole day demomming him.
And then you wasted a day right there.
And then the next day is teaching him, and he's getting stoked. But guess what? The next day, mom's coming to get him. And squares him up. Who told you that? No, you can't. You can do. She wants him to be a pro basketball player because of her brother.
Yeah,
and all the schools are pay. They all pay in California. His uncle is Cherokee Parks. His dad is Duane Peters. He's good and he's a good basketball player. He's gonna be tall, and that's how they manipulate everything. It's that gross out there.
And I've always
they pay the mom to have him go to our school.
Oh yeah. So, they pay the parents very well under the table, around the table, to get them to go to those certain schools. I've always felt punk rock and skateboarding gone hand in hand. What was that moment as a skateboarder that made you want to start a band?
Right away, I felt like I was a kid. I needed to shoot up heroin, and I need to be in a band to be true. I didn't know when I was going to shoot up heroin, but it did happen. The way I break my bones, and then you get the Demerol they give you and everything. Come on, man. Fuck. Doctors cut me off. I'd go to the street, and you learn from the street. But yes, punk rock and skateboarding go together. Punk rock made me a better skateboarder. I was a skateboarder when I had long hair, but I was a wild animal. But I was a poor kid, but I scrapped and I got everywhere. But man, when punk rock you could get away with going to a punk rock show when I was a kid with long hair. But as long as you wore a striped jacket, you're at a big enough place. But once it became real hometown. All the cities had to merge before you could hang out with that city. These guys aren't with those guys. There's a lot of politics.
Like I've heard,
it helped the skateboarding because of the attitude.
And you've been skating for a very long time, and I've seen a previous interview with you. I can't remember what documentary it was, but how like the Dogtown guys got a lot of credit, but you were doing the same thing, just one county over.
Dude, I was better than I skated with all those guys, but I like his Jay because he didn't like those guys. He quit them all.
Oh yeah,
when they all started, selling out
and gotten their ego,
got all proud,
Peralta and
happy.
Alva and all those.
Peralta's the biggest pile of sellout of all of them. Yeah, I think he sacrificed his son with the demons. They're all deep Luciferians. They don't want. It's weird. Why don't you want everyone to know? If you guys are so powerful, why do you have to hide it?
Yeah.
Because you do all the, after Pizzagate, all this, fucking hot dog doesn't mean hot dog. That they talk in codes. You realize that. It comes back. I lived with Parks for 7 years. It's a full demon, okay? I'm not going to get any more deeper, but she helped get my first kid killed. She's in tight with the mama that they ripped off. They came and ripped off my Barracuda, my motorcycles. They're full scum with her new husband, who's now divorced because she wanted to clip his dick off and get it sewn on her. Okay? This is all real. It sounds like a lie, right? It blew my mind as this all. I would never think this is real.
Yeah.
Just it all came out. And they're full blown. That's why I'm leaving California. It's all. I live in a place they set me up where I couldn't go anywhere because we got kicked out of our last place, and me and her weren't allowed to be together for a year. Corey Parks threw me in jail 5 times.
Oh, wow.
I was completely broken, looking at 4 years.
Wow.
Okay, I'm still on probation. I had to clear it but I got a good rapport with that guy. I got set up. And, nobody cares. Anyone back home, I go, I got this, whoa, what happened? And I've known this guy for 20 years. What happened to you, dude? Who are you answering to now? Oh, I got to go. Yeah, but you've seen me with Clash every fucking weekend. Why don't you go, do you work for her too? How do you guys work this? you know. And I've caught Corey with some, because they like to bring it right out in your face. I mean, she's a trafficker. People shots with her with a knife on, like some Nazi, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She does some weird shit, and everyone thinks it's cool. And it's just like, wow, okay, I'm starting to get it here, you know.
And as we've talked about corporate skateboarding, do you think that kids are getting into skateboarding for the wrong reasons now?
Absolutely.
Fame and money and reality
Absolutely.
shows.
But there's 1 out of 10 that is like, who the fuck? He's got a cool dad. He's a punk rocker. He's riding an old school board. He's got Dickies on, you know, a pair of Chucks or a pair of, you know, whatever, something cool that from the kid thing. And it's like, you can tell this guy got his kid respecting the 80s.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
He's really, you know, who taught you how to Burt? My dad.
Yeah.
You know, and I meet his dad, and it's like a dude 10 years younger than me or whatever that's just totally punk and cool.
I know.
It's like, so I see there, you know, there's dudes that are just like me that aren't falling into this bullshit.
Yeah.
And they're, you know, they have a good job, and they can keep their shit going.
And we were talking about Slope Records, but you also have a new skate sponsor, Bad Grease.
Yeah, Bad Grease.
What can we expect?
It's a very small skate shop in Chicago, and then and they're just really cool, and they got all, you know, hot rods and cars, and they're completely out of the skateboard thing. And I'm more like fucking as soon as I got about, I'm thinking June I might have my foot back, but in sometime this year. I was stuck in a chair. I couldn't even walk, so I can only judge how much better it's getting. But the doctors told me 2 years on this one.
Okay.
But,
well, good.
You know,
we can hopefully see you back skating in 2018.
Absolutely.
Following on social media. You're very big on social media. Where can people find you on social media?
I'm at Duane the Great now. I had to get rid of DP Disaster. I blew everybody up, and they fully came in on my account and took it away from me. But I was getting off on losing people. How many have I lost today? Because I talk shit on all these dudes. I brought it down to like 31,000 from 39.
Really?
Yeah.
And then also you can, you know, US Bombs, Slope Records, Bad Grease are all on Facebook, Instagram as well.
Yeah.
So make sure you go follow them on there. And US Bombs, they're on tour now through February 4th, I believe.
Yes.
Early February.
Yep.
So
The 4th.
I will post the tour dates on my Twitter and Instagram as well. So if you're listening and you're in one of the cities they're coming to, make sure to go check out the US Bombs. And before wrap it up, I saw on Instagram, I want to wish you and Maureen congratulations on your engagement.
My gosh, thank you. That is so sweet. Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure getting to talk with you tonight.
This guy's gnarly. We're going to be doing a book tour, me and her. So because we write this shit together. So he wants to do a full book tour. I don't know what the hell you do, but we're going to figure it out.
I think you just sign books. I think.
Yeah.
You go to a bookstore and sign books. I don't.
Yeah, I have no idea. It doesn't sound exciting at all. But you know, whatever. I'm not getting younger. I got to get into other shit.
Yeah. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you, Duane. Very honored that you got a chance to sit down with me. We talked skateboarding, the US Bombs, all that. I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.